Okay, right, so build update. There's number 3, and I'm pleased to say it's all gone together pretty nicely. So engine's been mounted. It's not perfect fits everywhere, but it looks pretty nice as the underside. The one thing I haven't done is there's this kind of plate that goes on the back. I actually think it looks quite good without it, and when you put the body shell on you can see through to the axles, which I quite like. That's number 3. That's the rolling chassis. Number 4, which is the next one to do, is final assemblies. Bonnet scoop, grille and bumper, which I've cut out and already done a bit of painting on the front, if you can see that. Few odds and ends to do on that yet. Here is the body shell. So I sprayed this fully white, and then I've masked off on the side. It's quite hard to see where I've masked, but I've masked off on the side where the white bits are. So I'm kind of going for similar to the box. And we'll see how, in a moment, I'm going to take all that off and we'll see how it looks. There's these bars which are supposed to go on the side here, and you can kind of see them on the box there. That's going to make the transfers, the number 12 transfer for example, really not sit very well. So I may not put those bumper bars on just because it probably will cause some problems. So I'm making a few little adjustments and odds and ends along the way. I suspect we'll wrap this one up, combine it with another, and this will be the last video. Okay, so last mini update I suppose was I'd sprayed the body shell and was ready to do some hopefully finishing. That was at the end of April. We're now in June. Time was tight in May, just very busy, not much time. When I did unmask the body shell, this happened before, some of the taping that I'd done, the spray had bled. I wasn't very pleased with it, so I taped it up, resprayed it, kind of messed it up, and I got a bit downhearted with the whole thing. But I did sand some of it down and I resprayed and persisted. So let's bring in the finished article, which actually in the end I'm very, very pleased with. So here it is. This is the 1965 Chevelle modified stocker. Some of the paint striping has gone on really nicely, especially on the top. It does have a bonnet. I sprayed the bonnet as well, or a hood. But I think it looks pretty good without it, so I'm leaving it off. Kind of simple, just two-tone paint job. I haven't overdone the transfers. There was loads and loads of transfers I could have put on. There was no transfer guide, so the ones you see on are just where I think they look good, and you'll notice the Valvoline and the number 12 are on there. I didn't go with the bumper bars on the side. There's also, I think I mentioned previously, inside there's meant to be this kind of insert so you can't see down inside to the rear axle, but I think it looks pretty good. So a bit of detail on the bumper. All finished really. Here are the transfers. Loads I didn't use, so I'm going to save them for any future models. What did I think? AMT kit then. Overall, the instructions were a bit of a mess. You remember I talked about kind of the parts weren't numbered and it showed you the bits they went together. When I got used to it, it was okay, but the pictures are nowhere near as good as an Airfix. It's not as well organised. The quality of the plastic actually was not overly good as well compared to Airfix. But then there were some really nice details, like these proper rubber tyres with the Goodyear inserts and the chrome parts you get. That screen was all printed up nicely. So, you know, some good, some bad. There was no guidance about the decals. Maybe they just let you go free. Some guidance is nice, I find. But in the end, that's it. That's done. So, one final thing, just to bring it in as a little comparison. Here is I did a Dodge Dart a while ago. So I think the same scale. This one looks a lot bigger because it's jacked up so much on those big wheels. But same scale Dodge Dart from one of the first ones I did back in COVID lockdown, actually. So there they are, my two, I suppose, kind of muscle cars side by side.